Hi, my name is Mike Collins from Collins Property Managers in Jacksonville, Florida. And today's topic is a really good one in particular. It's about tenant screening red flags here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I have 5 tips for you of what to do to avoid evictions. The last thing you want is to go to eviction court. It is a very expensive ordeal and you just don't want to go there. So please listen carefully. Here we go. Number 1, you need to have a very good application that has all the correct legal criteria concerning Florida. If you live in Chicago and you're using a Chicago application, that's not going to work here in Florida. So you need one that works in Florida. There are many questions that you're not allowed to legally ask. You might need to get advice from a professional property manager, and that's what I would advise. Number 2, pre-screen every applicant. That nice little old lady that comes to you that wants to live in your house, that has cash in hand, it ain't necessarily so. She could have a criminal brother or a husband who's going to be living with her, and you need to know that. Have a list of questions in advance when you're pre-screening. The first question you need to ask somebody, and you need to ask this of every applicant: have you ever been evicted before? You can go on the public records in your county where that house is, and if they have been evicted, you need to know how to read for evictions, but you can look that up yourself. Florida is the Sunshine State, and that information is available to the public. Number 3, check the income. If you're going to rent the house to somebody, you need to be sure that they make enough money to pay the rent, to have their living expenses met, to pay for their car payments, to pay for their food and living expenses. You'd be surprised how many landlords who rent their own houses fail to do this. The correct ratio is, for most landlords, particularly for owner landlords, would be 3 times the rent. You need to have income of 3 times the rent. Number 4, get a credit check. You can go online. It is a little complicated for you to do it, but you can go online and find a company to do it for you. You need to know if the people are going to be paying you. If they're not paying their other bills, chances are they're not going to be paying you either. Number 5, when you do rent the house to somebody, to avoid an eviction, follow up. Verify that the information they've given you is correct. Once they've given you the money to move in, make sure they're giving you a certified check or cash if you accept cash. But you need to make sure that they're not giving you a personal check when they move in. They could give you a personal check for the first month's rent and the deposit, and it could bounce, and they're in your house, and guess what? You've got a tenant you're going to have to evict. This is Mike Collins from Collins Property Managers. Give us a call if you'd like some more advice. Thank you.